Hi, I'm Kristy. Welcome to the Coven, or welcome back if you have been here before. Today I have for you a little witchy girl favourites. So it has been a hot minute since I actually filmed anything for this channel. It's honestly been like slightly neglected, partly because I had a lot going on, actually all because I had a lot going on in my life. But as of now, I'm expecting to get back to a couple of times of months upload, so kind of easing myself in with this witchy girl favourites. And then next week I'm planning to get another video out, which is a new series that I'm starting called Makeup and Mythology. So if you are interested in videos about mythology, witchcraft, anything weird and witchy, then make sure that you subscribe so that you can see all of that. Also, I have here my emotional support bunny, who is also my microphone right now. So I just hate having like the little lapel microphone like clipped onto my clothes. I just think it looks really ugly. And my big microphone here that I normally use, I forgot to buy a battery for, so the little microphone will just have to do for now. And also, I think she's kind of cute. Maybe she'll become a channel regular, who knows. So for my favourites, some things are like strictly witchcraft related. Some things are just not witchcraft related, but either I've enchanted them. And some things are kind of like witchy adjacent / I am a witchy person and this is something that I like. So our first kind of category is like beauty and glamour. So here I have the Ordinary Lash Peptide Lash and Brow Serum. So I have been using this since like mid-December, so like a good few months now, and honestly it has made such a difference to my lashes. And I didn't honestly notice until a couple of months in, so it definitely takes like consistent use of it. But yeah, like I've noticed my lashes seem thicker, they seem longer, they seem darker as well randomly. I've had loads of people actually asking me what mascara I'm wearing, and I don't have mascara on at the time, which is so wild because my lashes are like non-existent normally. So yeah, I really love this, and this is actually the same bottle that I've had, and I don't think it's close to running out soon. Although I notice it does say like 6 months after opening is the expiry on it, so I probably will get a new one soon. But I feel like you get a lot in it, it's not that expensive, it really works. And then I did also put some enchantments on it as well, so with basically all of my skincare or kind of beauty bits, I have some sort of enchantment going on. I normally work with the planet Venus to enchant these items with something. Sometimes it's like a specific enchantment that I will have on it. For this, I didn't have like a specific enchantment like for my lashes. I just had an enchantment for when I wear it and people like view my eyes, then they like see me as a certain type of way. But like you definitely could enchant it for lash growth as well. Yeah, love. And then on the topic of lashes, I have here the Vive Modern Mascara. So I really like this. Honestly, when I first started using it, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, if I felt like it was slightly too thickening. But I have this thing with mascaras where when I wear them, I don't really like them at first, and it's when they kind of get old and start drying out that I start really quite liking them. So, yeah, I have actually been loving this. The more I've got used to it, the more I like it. What I will say is the wand is not my favourite for my bottom lashes, would be like my one thing that I'm like, I don't like that about it. It's more of like a bristly kind of thick wand like this. And I am someone who just generally does prefer like a little plasticky comb wand. However, I do think this is great for top lashes, and I have learned to be able to use it on my bottom lashes as well. I just see if they came out with like this exact mascara in a mini version with a mini comb brush for your bottom lashes, I would fucking love that. Again, this is the only mascara that I have been using for honestly like about 6 months, and I fucking love it. Like, everything that I'm showing you here, pretty much, apart from maybe like 1 or 2 things, is things that I have been using consistently for like 5 to 6 months and know that I love and will absolutely repurchase or have repurchased. So that's how you know that I'm kind of telling you, like, I love this, and the reason that I love this is because I've consistently loved it and will continue to use it. So yeah, absolutely love this. I also just love Jamie Genevieve. She is a fellow Scottish girly as well, so got to support her there. And then the next product that I have to show you is also a Vive product. It is the Vive Skin Nova. So this is a skin perfecting glowy primer for your skin. And as you can see, like, I have used her to death. So I actually got the mascara, the little mini Skin Nova, the lip balm, which I also love and almost have nearly finished as well, which is unheard of for me for a lip balm. So that really should be in here as well with my favourites. And then something else was in the kit as well. I can't remember. But I used all of the mini Skin Nova, then I went and bought this Skin Nova, and I think there's also like a bigger version of it as well. But again, as soon as this has ran out, which it very nearly has, I will be repurchasing this again. I even was on a hen do the other week, and we were like staying over somewhere, and the bride was doing her makeup, and she was like, oh, like, fucking hell, like, my skin is like so patchy, like, it's feeling like so dry and flaky, like, she was getting so stressed. I was like, fear not, take that crap makeup off that you've got on, put some of this on. And she was even blown away with it, to the point where she was like, she thinks that she's going to use this as the primer for her wedding day. And honestly, I like it that much that if I had tried this before my wedding, I would have 100% worn this on my wedding day. I even wear this when I don't have any makeup on my skin, and I get so many compliments on my skin on how glowy and lovely it looks. Again, this is something that I did put some enchantments on it with. I worked with the planet Venus to enchant this, but I actually think with my next one, because we're in the middle of spring and we're going into summertime, I'm going to work with some solar energy for enchantments, and I think because it has that kind of radiant glowy quality to it, it'll work really, really well for that. If you do want me to go like a little bit more in depth about how I do like enchantments and stuff like that, I would be happy to do a video on that, but yeah, this is not the time or the place. And then I have this rose water. So I have been using this constantly for everything. I have been using it on my face, I've been using it in my bath, I've been using it as an aura spray, I have been using it to consecrate items. I really, really, really like it. I love how it smells. It smells just like rose. And it's just really a really nice kind of multi-purpose product to have around for magical purposes or for non-magical purposes. I had always used the Lush Aroma Water Rose Toner, which is in a smaller bottle. It's more expensive, and I actually like this way, way better. So just thought I would add that in here. And again, you can see how much I like it because it's literally got this much left in it, so I'll need to repurchase again soon. And then speaking of Lush, I have the Death and Decay perfume here. So I really do love Lush perfumes, and it is also worth saying that I do work for Lush, so but that does not sway my opinion. If I like something, I like something. If I don't like something, I don't like something. And I will say that this perfume is quite expensive. I think it's £100, but it was actually gifted to me because I did one of their perfume trainings. So I got to pick a perfume and take it away with me. I would have honestly probably chose Breath of God because I love Breath of God. And have never justified the price to myself because that's £150, but they didn't have any Breath of God in, and I kind of fell in love with Death and Decay. So I love the description of the Lush perfumes as well. It says, a loving, reverent study of pure sweet lilies and funeral silences. Notes of ylang ylang, rose and jasmine are serene and poignant on the skin, yet ultimately uplifting with time. And I just really like it. I love like the message of it, of like death and beauty can coexist together. And the smell of it is honestly not usually like a scent that I would go for. It does smell like a bouquet of flowers. I guess some people could say it's kind of old womany, but I really like it. I think it's something really comforting about it. I think it smells like floral without smelling fake. Like, it actually smells like funeral flowers. And actually, when I go on to talk about like my witchy course that I've been a part of, that's when I'll kind of talk about that. But we anyway did like a Persephone ritual where we invited Persephone into the space to celebrate her coming back, leaving Hades, ascending up towards us, and her kind of like re-emerging from the underworld. It was a little celebration of that. And I brought this perfume with me to be kind of charmed and kind of soak in all the energy from that Persephone ritual. And again, I think death and decay with like the beauty and the death aspect is just like a perfect metaphor for Persephone as well. And I love Persephone. I always have her on my ring. She was like my very first deity that I ever like really truly connected with. And honestly, her story of her and Hades is the one that really got me into Greek mythology. So I always have like the softest spot in my heart for Persephone. And then we're going to go on to what I'm going to call effects, because I can't say the word jewellery. And it is the boho moon effects that I am wearing, but also their things in general. So it is like an online site, and I have purchased a fair few things from them now. They're not expensive, but the quality is really, really good. So I first started by getting this little bee necklace here. So I got this in, I think I bought it in November. Yeah, I bought it in November after my little cat Bikini passed away. So I bought one for me and one for my husband as a little, just a little something of her that we can kind of like wear with us. And I have not taken the necklace off. Like, I shower with it, I bathe with it, I've sweated in it, everything. And it is like perfect. It's like not tarnished, it's not changed in any way. Like, it is just great, really, really good quality. And honestly, I think I paid about a tenner for it. And then the same with these necklaces here. So these are two necklaces together that I kind of just like thingy onto like the one. So it's the little zodiac symbols. Of course, they have like all 12 zodiac signs there. I have a Cancer one here and a Sagittarius one here as well. And you can get them in like silver and gold plated. Obviously, it's not real gold because again, they're like a tenner each, or it's like gold plate. It's gold plated or whatever. I don't know. It's obviously not expensive, but again, have been wearing these. I do take these ones off because they get tangled up, but they don't tarnish, they don't chip, they don't anything. I just think they're really, really, really amazing quality for the price. And I love that they do have like astrology charms and stuff as well. And then I also did get my earrings from them too. So the little kind of opalite looking ones, and again, I don't take them out ever. I never take my earrings out, so they're just like in there when I'm like washing my hair in the shower or whatever, and they have just like stayed perfect. So honestly, I have been putting everybody onto Boho Moon because I can't recommend them enough. I think their stuff is just like really, really, really good quality. I also got a few more pieces from them. I got a rose necklace, and then I also got a bracelet that has like the evil eye on it as well. The next one in the category for beauty and glamour is actually a content creator. So her name is Evangeline Molly, and she does a lot of makeup content. She does do some styling content as well, and she has this like ethereal style guide that you can follow along with, but I particularly love her makeup content. Her stuff is just, how would I describe it? Well, she herself literally looks like she stepped right out of a Renaissance painting. Like, she's absolutely fucking gorgeous. And her makeup is really all about the artistry of makeup. So she'll take paintings and she will do makeup inspired by those paintings. She recently just did one with Botticelli's Venus as well. Oh my god, it was so fucking perfect. And I think there's something about her makeup in particular and her style and everything that is so like glamour witch coded, and I am obsessed with her videos. Her looks always turn out amazing, but very wearable, if you know what I mean. Like, I guess I honestly don't care about personally like makeup being wearable. Like, I'm wearing like pink eyeshadow right now. Like, I will wear anything. I will wear like full glitter fucking cut crease to go to Morrison's. Like, I literally couldn't care less. But her makeup style, I just think it's such a nice way to play about with makeup and have it look really subtle but really almost like sultry and beautiful. And yeah, I've never seen her do a look that I haven't been absolutely in love with. And then her energy is just so like calming, it's so chill as well. Even the other day my husband was like, oh, I really like that makeup person with the red hair that you were watching because her voice is so soothing. And I was like, yes, Evangeline Molly. Okay, and then I feel like anybody who's witchy is going to be like, yeah, like, we know about this. Well, maybe not, depending on where you live. So it is Florida water. So honestly, like, in the UK, as far as I know anyway, like, Florida water was never like a really popular thing. Like, for it, basically, okay, I'll tell you what Florida water is. So basically, Florida water was brought out as a cologne, and then it started being used in spiritual practices and like mainly like African American kind of practices, I believe, for like spiritual cleansing, like it's good energy cleansing properties. So honestly, probably until about a year or something ago, year, 2 years ago, I had no idea what Florida water is, and it's only when I started watching witchy content creators, specifically from America, talking about Florida water. Like, I genuinely thought that it was like some kind of like water that you could only get in Florida. I had no idea. Apparently it's like named after like the Fountain of Youth in Florida. Anyway, I seen it on Amazon and I decided to get some because I wanted a different method of being able to cleanse, that was something that was really accessible. So personally, my favourite way to cleanse is to smoke cleanse, but I can't always do that because my husband gets a headache with incense, and then I also don't like to smoke cleanse when the dogs are in the room as well. So if I want to cleanse something really, really quickly, I just wanted something like two hands that I could quickly do like a cleanse with. So I decided to pick up some Florida water, and I really, really like it actually. Like, as you can see, I've used like a fair bit of it, and maybe I bought this like 4 or 5 months ago or something like that. So the main way that I've been using it is I will either add like a little splash of it into my bath for cleansing properties. Before tarot readings and stuff, I will kind of wash my hands with it as well. You can take some and kind of sprinkle it into your aura. I actually have this here that I use for cleansing, so it's just like a little mini brush, and I use this mainly for kind of aura cleansing to kind of like shift the energy around. So I like to add a little bit of Florida water to this and kind of the energy about. I sometimes also do this like in my space as well to kind of zhuzh up the energy again when I can't smoke cleanse. But yeah, I really like it, and again, I feel like this will be like a staple in my witchcraft items. It also smells incredible, and I think as well, I was talking about this, I actually spoke about it on my TikTok. You know, everybody's saying right now, like, the Anita Ward song, Ring My Bell, is supposed to be amazing for, like, manifesting all this crazy stuff. And I was talking about how the song itself, I don't believe, is inherently magical, but sometimes when people pour all of, like, their energy into the one thing, it kind of feeds it with that energy. So, and that kind of makes it a magical thing. So with the Florida water, even though it was designed originally just as like a cologne, I feel like now it has been used for however long it's been used, and everybody has like poured their energies into it, and everybody has kind of decided that it is this spiritual tool for cleansing or raising vibrations or protection or all of that. It's the same kind of idea where like everybody has like poured their intention into this thing, and that is what makes it a magical product, if that makes sense. And then this is probably like the one thing that's kind of like a new thing to me, that I've only recently got, and it is my astro dice. So I've been really enjoying doing this before I do tarot readings, just for a little bit of insight and wisdom, a little bit of something else to get like the general idea of the vibe of what's going on. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't have these before. It was one of those things that I kind of just kept meaning to get and kind of kept forgetting about, and always been like, oh yeah, it'd be cool if I like got some astral dice, and then the idea just fell out of my head. So basically, one of the dice has all the planetary symbols, one of the dice has numbers 1 through 12, which represent the houses, and then one of them has all the zodiac signs as well. You take them, you roll the dice, and then it's going to give you some information. So for right now, the way I've put that down is the moon in the 3rd house in Aquarius, and then you would kind of decipher what that means. So you'd be like, okay, so just for talking sake, you'd be like, okay, like the moon is like your emotional kind of world, the magical, the subconscious, all of that, and your 3rd house, which is all about communication, and then Aquarius is kind of all about change in society, and then you could decipher some kind of meaning from that. But yeah, I've been really enjoying having them, and I just think this one in particular, like this set, is really, really beautiful. I'm like trying to do this in a way where I'm not showing you my nails, because I am quite aware that my nails are like rancid looking, so I'll show you over here. And the last kind of magical item, which isn't really a magical item unless you make it a magical item. So basically at that hen party that I says that I was at, so it was like a weekend thing, like 3 nights, one of my friends brought coaster making kits, and I didn't get to do a coaster at the time because I was like doing something else. So she was like, oh, you know what, you can take a coaster and you can take like the acrylic pens home with you, and you can do like your own coaster if you want. And I was like, sweet. So I did this was my coaster. Again, I'm like not an artist, so like this is like my best attempt. I don't think it's like, it's not a poor attempt, like I've seen worse, but I mean, if you're like very artsy, you might be like, what the hell. So basically what this is, if you don't know, is it's a picatrix symbol that is associated with Venus. So I believe that she is described as like, I can't remember the exact wording, but it's like an image of a woman's body, or a woman with a bird's head and the feet of an eagle, holding a wooden comb in one hand and an apple in her other hand. So this is what I've drawn here. And then through this symbol, like its wearer is believed to attract nice things to them. So it like holds the energy of Venus. So it's kind of like this symbol, because it holds that energy of Venus, will attract good things to you, make people want to be nice to you, or make people want to give you gifts and stuff like that. I've not actually used it yet because I want to like get some kind of like varnish for the top of it, because right now it's just like the acrylic pen, and I think as soon as it gets wet it will start to like bleed everywhere. And then I also want to like charm it as well, just to give it a little bit more extra energy. And then my idea is going to be like with my morning drink, I'm going to charm it so that like I can like sip my drink on this, and then it kind of like imbues my drink with this energy, and then like carries me throughout the day. So it'll be like one of those ones where I can do like an initial ritual for it, and then every day it can be like a little bit of almost like passive witchcraft. I won't have to do anything else with it other than just kind of have it there, and maybe I will like recharge it at some point as well if I feel like its energy's kind of waning. Okay, and then my last two things are drinks, specifically drinks that I have been enjoying like in the evening or wind down time. So this is honestly a drink of mine that I've been enjoying for years and years and years, but I just thought I would like put it in here because I don't think it's something that I've ever mentioned, and I drink it literally every single night. So it is the Pucka nighttime tea, and it is a blend of chamomile, lavender and valerian, and I believe it's got like lime flower or something in there as well. Anyway, it's just such a beautiful tea. I feel like my nighttime routine really isn't complete unless I have this, and then I do like to be a little bit extra with it, where I will either add like dried pink roses on the top, or I will add lavender on top, or I will add both on top, depending on like what I need. So if I add the rose, I kind of think of it as like giving me like the energy of having like a beauty sleep or something like that. And if I add the lavender, maybe I just like really want to have like a restful night that night. And yeah, I would say this is something that I'm like is a part of my nightly routine, and if I don't do it, I'm like, what the fuck, I feel a bit weird. And then another drink that I mostly have in the evening, but honestly like at any time, but I honestly think it does help me get a better night's sleep, or helps me chill out if I want to chill out, and is the Trip drinks. Again, I have been loving these for years, but I've lately been ordering like the case of 15 on Amazon and having one every night. So I'm a beverage person, so I will have my water, I'll have my tea, and I'll have my Trip drink all together. I think my favourite flavour is the peach and ginger. I also like, I can't remember what flavour it is now. It's the purple one, and it doesn't have CBD in it, but it has magnesium in it. So again, magnesium is really good for sleep. It's also really good for like your muscles and stuff like that as well. And most people are deficient in magnesium, so it's good to get like a little extra boost in with that. I can't remember the flavour of that. Anyway, I think I actually have liked all the flavours that I have tried of it, except from the elderflower and mint, which did taste like toothpaste. I thought was quite rank. I was very disappointed because I like elderflower and I like mint, but I was like, why? And then on to some kind of like witchy activities or witchy adjacent activities. I don't know how witchy these are, but I'm mentioning them anyway. So the first one is not having social media on my phone. So this has been a big one for me and helping me just be more present in my life and helping me be a lot less anxious as well. It also just really helps me be like in the moment, like I'm not checking social media when I'm outside, especially because I'm posting on social media a lot more. Like I'm posting on Instagram, I'm posting on TikTok. I don't need to know what's happening online when I'm not in the online space. I would like to live more like, you know what it was years ago when you'd like go on the internet, you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go on the internet. You wouldn't just constantly be the internet. The internet has become us. Like I just kind of wanted to like reclaim some of my energy back from that. So I made the decision to not have social media on my phone at all, apart from YouTube, because sometimes I will like to listen to like a YouTube video podcast style while I'm doing things, but that's fine because I feel like YouTube shorts are like not my favourite anyway. Like if I'm like in like the depths of boredom, sure I might have like a scroll, but that's never a good time on there. I feel like YouTube shorts doesn't quite have like the pull, like the grasp, the throat hold that like TikTok or whatever does. So I just have it on my iPad, and honestly, I don't think I'll be going back anytime soon to having it on my phone. I think it really helps like my mental health. I think I want to be more present in life. Like I'm not going to be like 95-year-old on my deathbed and be like, you know, I wish I scrolled TikTok a little bit longer. And then in the same vein of kind of mindfulness, I guess, something that I have been doing a little bit less recently just because I've been a little bit busier, but what I had been doing in the evenings, genuinely every single night for hours and hours and hours a night, was colouring in. Like, you know, those cutesy little colouring books. Like, I'm not talking like anything complex. I want something where I can just like shut my brain off and like not even think about it, so I can have like TV on in the background, or I can be listening to like an audiobook or something like that, and I'm just sitting like colouring in cute little bears and alligators honestly, this is going to sound ridiculous, but through, I would say, November, December, January, February, probably honestly, I'm just coming out of it now. I was having like the worst time of my fucking life. Like, my mental health was so in the gutter, and I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for colouring in. I know that sounds stupid, but I was just feeling so overwhelmed with life, and so many consistent, horrible, traumatizing things happened to me back to back last year that I was like, I didn't have the mental capacity for anything but to sit with my little pens and colouring book. And genuinely, I think it saved my mental health. Genuinely, praise the Lord of colouring books, because it honestly like got me through some of the darkest times in my life. I'm not even taking the piss. Okay, another thing that I have been loving recently is to make aura playlists on Spotify. So this is just like an example, okay? So I've been trying to make more of a conscious effort of like the content I consume in general. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a sad song, but because I've been trying to make much more of an effort with my mental health, and because I've been clawing my way out of the depths of Hades recently, I've been really trying to just be a bit more conscious on the things that I'm kind of intaking into my energy, you know. I've created playlists, like kind of like mood based playlists, but I'm thinking of these playlists of like the energy that I want to fill up my aura. So for instance, I have one called like Sparkly Aura, which is all full of like super girly pop songs that I know when I listen to it, it's just going to put me on like a really, I'm just going to be really like feeling myself. I'm going to be feeling really, really good, like, you know, like, so this is, I've got like a chill pill one for when I want my aura to be kind of feel calm and relaxed, and then I have like an Aphrodite ovulates one for, you know, like that kind of like sexy energy. And that's how I'm really viewing the playlist when I'm putting them together. It's like, would I be happy with this playlist entering my energetic field and changing the energy field around me? Now, don't get me wrong, am I going to keep listening to depressing songs? Yes, of course I am. I'm a Swiftie. Like, of course. But it's just like, maybe if I am having a bad day, or a kind of, it doesn't even have to be a bad day, like maybe like an unintentional day where I feel like I'm like a little bit scattered, my energy's like all over the place, and I can think to myself, okay, how do I want to like feel right now? What energy do I want to intake, and what energy do I want to radiate? And it kind of just helps me be a little bit more in tune with how I'm feeling and the energy that I'm sending out. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is this glamour magic course that I have been on for the past 5 months. So 4 months, 5 months. I think maybe it started in January. Yeah, I think it's January, February, March, April, May. I can't remember when it started. It was either 5 months or 4 months, 4.5 months. It is called Rule the Room, and it is by a witch and Hades devotee called Angelica Cresci. Anyway, I like randomly found her on YouTube one day, and it was when I was in that real bad spell in my life. And honestly, without getting too deep into it, I was really in a point in my life where I had kind of lost direction. I had lost connection to witchcraft, to spirituality in general. I kind of like lost my faith, and honestly, that's not something that has ever really happened to me before. No matter what is like kind of went on in my life, like I have always believed in magic, I have always believed in like my own capabilities, I have always like believed in like the gods and that the impossible could be possible, and I've always believed that mysteries and mystical things are going on and all of this. So this was like the first time in my life that I had honestly had like a real kind of crisis of faith. Anyway, I had seen that she was doing this glamour course, and I called Rule the Room, and I just decided on a whim to go. I don't even know if it was on a whim. I honestly just felt really like drawn to doing it. Even though I guess at the time, like, it didn't necessarily make sense for me, because what I didn't know what I needed at that point in time was glamour magic. But I just felt this like real like intuitive pull to go on the course, and honestly, like, I am so glad that I did. Like, we are coming to the end of the course now, and the connection that I have regained to my practice, to myself, the amount of knowledge that I have gained as well has honestly been life-changing. Like, I have learned like magical skills and practices that I will be carrying with me throughout the rest of my life, which is quite a big thing, because I mean, I have been practicing magic since I was literally a child. Like, I think I cast my first spell when I was like 10 years old, so you can kind of get into like a slump with the way that you do things, or like you kind of just get caught in your own ways. So while on the course, there was like a lot of things that she spoke about that maybe like I was like, yes, I already kind of like know this concept. There was a lot of stuff that I was like, she's really fucking knowledgeable. Like, this is like, I've been practicing this long and I've never like thought about things that way. Or it was just like a fresh new perspective. And I guess having like a structured course there kind of made me get quite serious about even though it's not like a pressured course, it's not like you must be fucking doing these spells or I'll fucking kill you and anything like that. Like, but it's almost like it's that energy exchange, right? It's like, I have paid money towards this, so I'm going to get the most out of it. Like, and I really see it as like an investment in myself. And while I've done a lot of, I love a course, right? I'm a Sagittarius rising. I have planets in like my 9th house. Like, I love learning, especially when it comes to like philosophy, spirituality, magical practices, all of that stuff, right? I am always doing something new. Like, I always say I'm like jack of all trades, master of none, because I'm always taking on a course. But I've never actually done a magical course, and I think it's because I had always seen myself as like a really solitary practitioner. And I don't know if that's maybe because I'm an only child. I have always kind of researched magic like on my own and felt like it was more of, even though I share stuff here, I've always felt like it was more of like a personal practice. Or maybe just because my faith was always so strong that like I don't know, I don't really know why, but now I'm like, oh, I am going to be doing a magical course all the time, because the amount of self-growth that it gave me and confidence in myself, I'm so glad that I joined that course. Like, and I am so grateful to Angelica, and that she's like putting out these teachings, and she like wouldn't even have a clue like that this is all that it kind of gave to me. And I guess like yeah, and there was just something really nice about feeling like part of a witchy community, because while I have friends and acquaintances who practice witchcraft, I guess most of my closest friends don't practice it, or don't practice to the same kind of level that I do, if that makes sense. Like, without like I'm like the most witchy in like my friend group, and I feel like I've maybe always kind of been the most witchy in like my direct friend group, which is never really, it doesn't bother me obviously, but I'm like, oh, like it actually is really nice to have people that you can kind of talk with on a deeper level about these things, or ask questions. Like, I couldn't go and like say to one of my, well, I could go, like I could tell them about it, but like I couldn't be like, hey, I had this like interaction with like this deity and like this happened, do you have any advice? Because they'd be like, I don't fucking know. Like, and I guess I didn't realise how much I actually would enjoy having that, and having like that back and forth with somebody whose kind of practices maybe like different from mine, but like that I can still kind of give insight to and get insight from, and that, I just found it really, really valuable on so many levels. In fact, I found it so valuable that Angelica came out with another course, like a mini course called Siren Core, which is all about like the power of the sirens. And I guess like I've not started it yet because I'm waiting until Ruled Room officially ends so that I can move on to Siren Core, so that I don't have like withdrawal symptoms or anything like that. So yeah, like that's how much I feel passionately about it, that I was like, oh, I'm like obviously doing this other course, like it's absolutely like a no-brainer. And honestly, like if it's in your budget and you want to really deepen your magical practice, like I couldn't recommend it enough. I couldn't say enough good things about the course, and I think it, I don't know about all her courses, but Ruled Room certainly would be good for people who are more beginner in like their practice all the way to like advanced practitioners and stuff. I think anybody could find things of value within this course. And that's the tea on that. And that's it. That's the video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to like the video. I am also offering tarot readings, and I have another channel that it's called okay, let me say words. Okay, so first of all, I am offering tarot readings that are available on Zoom. If you would like to get a tarot reading from me, you can do so by emailing the email address on screen. And if you want prices and stuff like that, you can have a look on my Instagram, is where I am most likely going to update that. And then for this kind of era of me specifically, I don't know what I'm saying. I also have a different YouTube channel. So where here, Kristy's Coven is going to be more kind of like casual, either chatty or talking about witchcraft directly. On my other small business page, From Chaos to Cosmos, is where I am going to be giving meditations. I'm going to do monthly tarot scope readings. I already have some up there. New and full moon guides on there as well. Eventually I am going to be putting up yoga classes too, so it's more of like all my offerings kind of go over there, and then here is where we can just kind of chat and laugh and have a good time and get weird and witchy. Anyway, that's it from me. Until next time, bye.